You're in the great palace of Memphis, and the old man sprawled at your feet, all wrinkled, toothless, and wearing more gold than a jewelry store window, is your father. A guy in a linen skirt with a bald head so shaved it glows like high-beam headlights, kneels down. He doesn't look at your face, he looks at your feet. He calls you the son of Ra, the living Horus. He says that the Mayat, the cosmic balance of the entire universe, is now your problem. Congratulations, you're not a tourist. You're the new Pharaoh of Egypt.
If you found this information enlightening, be sure to hit that like button down there. It helps the empire more than you know.
You've inherited a kingdom of millions, a harem full of relatives trying to stab you in the back, and a healthcare system that thinks crocodile poop is basically aspirin. You are the most powerful person on Earth, and you're going to hate every second of it. Your first lesson in royal reality doesn't start with a party. It starts with a razor. In ancient Egypt, hair isn't a style. It's an Airbnb for lice. To be royalty, you have to be pure. And to be pure, you have to be smooth. 6 priests appear and decide to shave every single follicle on your body using bronze blades that have the durability of a soda can. Forget shaving cream. They use a mixture of oil and sand that feels like they're scrubbing your skin with a brick. When they're done, you're smoother than a dolphin. Then, they hand you your royal hair, a 4-pound wig made of human hair and sheep's wool, glued together with beeswax and scented animal fat. Basically, you're wearing a portable sauna on your head. The sun hits, it's 113 degrees, and the fat in the wig starts to melt, dripping down your neck in a sticky yellowish broth. Want to wipe it off? You can't. You're a god. Gods don't itch. You have to stand like a statue while an Egyptian fly, one of those mutant ones that fear nothing, decides to explore the inside of your nostril. If you swat the fly, you break the illusion of divinity. Your first official mission is to have an internal breakdown while an insect mocks your face. Feeling hungry? You're imagining a feast fit for a king. What you actually get explains why every mummy in the museum looks like they took a punch to the mouth. The palace bread is premium only because it has fewer rocks than the bread for the poor. But since they grind the grain on stone, the flour is 20% pure wall plaster. Every bite sounds like a jackhammer. You can feel your tooth enamel begging for mercy as the sand grinds down your molars. To wash down that concrete, they give you a beer with the consistency of oatmeal porridge and the color of gutter water. Is it nutritious? Yes, but it's warm and full of floating husks. And the meat? The roasted ox is covered in a black cloud of flies. You have to eat around the maggots while your advisor mentions that locusts are currently eating the national wheat supply. You're a god, but you're losing a fight to a piece of bread and a swarm of bugs. By the second week, the Royal Harem starts giving you triggers. In theory, it sounds like a dream. In practice, it's a 24-hour battle royale. You have dozens of wives, and all of them are grandmasters of political chess. Your great royal wife is actually your half-sister. Yep, family dinner is a genetic time bomb. Every time you sit down to eat, you're not looking at your family. You're looking at a group of people calculating how much time is left before you kick the bucket so their son can inherit the throne. Your favorite wife hands you a cup of wine with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. You remember that Harem Conspiracy isn't just a documentary title. It's a normal Tuesday in Memphis. You need a royal taster. Some poor guy who drinks your wine first. You spend 10 minutes staring at him to see if his organs melt. If he doesn't drop dead, you drink. And even then you're thinking, is the poison slow acting? You'll never sleep peacefully again, because the person holding your pillow might be trying to make it a permanent accessory for your face. You're not just a king, you're the CEO of the Nile. Every day you have to check the Nilometer. The river didn't rise enough, the harvest fails, the people starve, and it's your fault because you annoyed the gods. The river rose too much? The villages are washed away, and that's your fault too. You spend hours staring at papyrus scrolls full of taxes and complaints from stonemasons who are on strike because the supply of garlic and leeks is 2 days late. You try to give an order only to find out that ancient Egyptian bureaucracy makes the DMV look like an agile startup. You want a pyramid? Great. It'll take 20 years, 5,000 workers, and half the country's GDP. You're not the master of the realm. You're a luxury intern chained to a cedar desk. Health here is a dangerous luxury. A paper cut could be your death sentence. You wake up with an insane toothache. That sand bread finally sent the bill. The chief dentist arrives with a bronze drill and terrifying optimism. Anesthesia? None. Ibuprofen? Forget it. You get a prayer to the goddess Sekhmet and a dose of flat beer. The treatment involves a paste made of honey, incense, and, to your horror, parts of a dead rat. You have to sit there, the living Horus, with a rat taped to your cheek, hoping magic works better than science. You start to miss your old dentist, the one you used to complain about because the waiting room magazines were from 2023. The truth is, you're a god, so nobody can touch you. You have no friends. You can't just hang out. When you go outside, people throw themselves into the dust to kiss the ground where you walk. You're carried in a litter by 16 exhausted slaves, staring at a sea of the backs of people's heads. Want to tell a joke about how bad the beer is? The only response will be a desperate prayer or someone reciting your 72 official titles. You're surrounded by people, but you're the loneliest person in the world. Your golden years are just a very expensive cage. You look at the pyramid being built on the horizon and realize it's just a larger stone version of the isolation you feel right now. Years pass. In the statues, you're a ripped warrior with a model's jawline. In the bronze mirror, reality is different. Your diet of figs, honey and beer gave you diabetes. Your feet are swollen, and the doctor treats it by wrapping them in lizard blood. It doesn't help. Walking through the palace feels like you're stepping on broken glass. At 50 years old, you're a living miracle. Or a stubborn ghost. Egypt is in crisis. The generals want your spot, and the river has run dry. You stand up, your knees cracking like dry papyrus. You adjust your stinky beeswax wig, breathe in the dusty air, and head back to the throne. The show must go on. You'd give all your gold to be back in your apartment, eating your slightly burnt bread, and talking to someone who doesn't think you'll explode if they look you in the eye. The Ma'at is balanced, the Nile is rising, and you are divinely screwed. Did you enjoy this historical struggle? Then you know the drill. The Pharaoh demanded a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't turn into a mummy, and comment below. Could you handle being a pharaoh for a week? Or would you rather just eat your burnt toast in peace?